Welcome to TikTok Revolution at WAMCON. My name's Will, and I'm stoked to be sitting alongside these two, who I'll introduce you to shortly. Before we get into today's session, though, I'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation and their elders past, present and emerging. I acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and their contribution to this city and region. Sovereignty's never been ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land. So today we're here to find out how one young artist and his manager have utilised TikTok to get their music heard and massively increase their profile, racking up nearly 800,000 followers, over 19 million likes on the platform, landing in the top 10 among some pretty big names and a big name himself now. Thanks for joining us today, Jaycee and Nic GidleyKing.
What's poppin'?
What's up? What's up, everyone?
And before we launch into things, this is only a 45-minute session, so we're going to try and cover as much ground as we can and hopefully get to some questions at the end. To kick things off, though, just at a high level, I'd love you to both just introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about the journey.
Sick. Yeah, so what's up, guys? I'm Nic. I'm one of Jaycee's managers, and yeah, I'm the co-founder of our independent label, Modern Day Entertainment. And yeah, that's me.
I'm Jaycee. Pretty much, I'm an artist, a creator, content creator, social media guy. Yeah, been making music my whole life. Started off playing the streets, Murray Street actually, and 2017 put out my first project, produced, mixed, mastered, and then just from there on, just started putting out singles after singles, all produced by me and all that type of thing, and linked up with the boys, linked up with the team, and I started making TikToks. Maybe what year was it? Like last year sometime.
It was interesting. It's 2019, actually. That's what a lot of people don't know. He was on TikTok March 2019. Only blew up January 2020.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much me, I guess.
And so you've touched on the fact, all independent, self-labeled, self-managed.
Everything's in-house.
As independent is, everything.
Yeah. And we'll touch on that in a little bit, but let's get straight into the first forays into TikTok. You said late 2019. Might sound stupid, but just at a very high level, what exactly is TikTok as a platform?
Do you want me to take it? So pretty much it is like, there's a couple different perspectives on it. I look at it as like the new, like when Facebook came out, that was the thing. When Instagram came out, that was the thing. I look at it as the new Instagram, and I look at Instagram as the Facebook, and I look at Facebook as the MySpace. So I feel like TikTok right now is the it platform, and in a nutshell, it's a short video platform. It's like YouTube, but they got a crazy algorithm, and you can scroll for hours and just consume. And it's a non-biased platform, so you don't need to be anyone to post. You can blow up overnight on it, and I'm a prime example of that. So that's TikTok in a nutshell.
And your first forays into TikTok, they weren't as successful as you've gotten now?
What's that? Sorry?
Like when you first started posting, you weren't.
So I've got a long story with TikTok. So yeah, like Nic said, I think it was 2018. So I did a project where I put out a song every week with a music video for about 6 months. So that was 26 singles. It was actually a world record project. And I finished that project, and I only had about 1,000 YouTube subscribers and maybe like 1,000 monthly listeners. And I was like, what's going on here? This is great music. I've worked my ass off. And I started to realize that it was just an exposure game. There's a good saying I live by. It's ability versus visibility. So I had all the ability in the world, but I had no visibility. And I started to see people like Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae and all these people with not much talent, but they were popping off. They had millions of followers. And I was like, what's going on here? So I looked into it, and they were on this platform called TikTok. And as soon as I jumped on TikTok, downloaded the app, I couldn't believe my eyes, because for once in this world we live in, you can be no one and scroll, and someone can be picked out, and the algorithm can boost you. So what I did was I put out about 100 TikTok videos just trying to find my way. I put out maybe even more, 150 TikTok videos, just dancing, trying to be a pretty boy. Like I was just doing what I thought was popular, and I had about 500 followers on TikTok and all these videos, and nothing happened. So I kind of gave up for a bit, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I have to like work on my dance moves or something. And then I came back to it at the beginning of 2020, and I said, nah, there's still, because don't get me wrong, everybody thought TikTok was going to be a phase. Everybody said, like, it's like Musically, right? So I was like, okay, maybe it's just a phase. I'll come back to it. And if it's still there, I'll give it another crack. It didn't go anywhere. If anything, it only got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I came back and I went, you know what? I'm just going to make my music on the app. So I started remixing popular songs. Like I did one song. I did, I did like the Simpsons intro. I dropped a drum beat on it and spit a rap about like Homer, and it started getting a little bit of traction. And then one night I did a Peppa Pig remix. So I took like the intro to Peppa Pig, and I just kind of freestyled on top of it and made it into like a little jingle. And I went to bed and I woke up and I had like 100,000 followers. And I was just going, what the? Like, I've grinded 3 years playing streets, put out a song every week, and not once have I had like, people just following me like that. So from that point on, I was sold and I was all in. And the rest has been history. Now I'm close. Actually, it's funny you said that. Since we gave you that information, I'm close to about 900,000 followers now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like 21.
I'll be on a million by the end of this week.
By the end of this panel. So you've kind of just touched on it a bit, Jaycee, but could you expand a little bit on how content on TikTok differs to IGTV, a straight YouTube video, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Pretty much Instagram, you need an audience, an existing audience. So you need to be like popping on TV, or you need to already be a model, or you need to have that cosign to get followers on Instagram. Like, you could be posting the best content on Instagram, the dopest photos, the dopest videos, but how are people going to find it if they don't have an external source? It's like a bit of a loophole. I never really understood how people had followers on Instagram, because, Instagram, the explore page is so biased. Like, you only see already popping people in your explore page. So I was like, what's going on here? So Instagram is a funny one. Now they've got the Reels. Reels is pretty much just them trying to keep up to date with what's going on. And don't get me wrong, it might catch on. Like, they did it with Snapchat. They jacked Snapchat stories. I remember when they didn't even have Instagram stories. So it could work, but I mean, at this point in time, like, yeah, Instagram for me is like a website. Like, I'll put out all my stuff on TikTok, and that's what's getting people knowing about me. Like, that's what's going around the world, going around Australia. And if they want to follow, they can follow my Instagram. And I'm just going to post pictures of me and new music and stuff. So like, it's a completely different platform, like in terms of exposure and algorithm. Like, Instagram doesn't have any algorithm for small time creators. It's very biased. Yeah.
And then the editing behind it, you know what I mean? Like, you've obviously got to cater to each individual platform. So I think, kind of going off that question that you're saying there, it's like, yeah, you got to figure out the types of content that you're trying to make on there. And that's just simply by watching it. Like, watch what people are doing. Like, it's literally, just watch, find people that are in your, what you're doing. So if you're a musician, watch other musicians. Like, watch Jaycee, watch the content he's making.
Don't overthink either.
Yeah. And just
really
make
easy.
it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the biggest thing is people are thinking so much, like, how can I create good, like, and they're just loopholing themselves just with everything. So
TikTok's one of those things. If you think about it too much, you'll flop. It's one of those things. Like, you need to just get on it. Like, I was saying to Christian downstairs, he was like, what advice would you give me to someone just downloading the app? First things first, scroll, and just anything you like or anything that is in the same world that you're trying to do, engage with it, like it, comment. And what will happen is the TikTok algorithm is so good that it will start showing you everything you want to see. And then from that point on, you just need to copy, transform, and combine. So you copy. Dude, the whole app is people copying each other. That's what a trend is. It's just copying each other. So you can copy someone, literally copy someone, transform it to what you're trying to market, and then combine some original elements, and you have the best content in the game. And that's all I did. I saw someone else doing remixes. I copied them, but I transformed it. I did Peppa Pig instead, and I combined my authentic voice. And then out of nowhere, it worked. So that's probably where you would start to scroll and interact with people and engage and like and comment and all that type of thing. And don't overthink it, because you don't need to be anyone. Like, don't overthink it, because you can post and blow up overnight.
And on that don't overthink it thing, in terms of it's a numbers game, would you recommend getting more posts out there as opposed to, spending 3 days curating this one bit of content?
As a start, yeah. If you're just starting out, just post, like, do 10 a day, like, go crazy with it. And then because what you're going to do is you're going to find your audience. You're going to find a niche. So the way TikTok works and the way you're going to get followers is by people are going to want to follow you because they know they're going to get a certain style of content. But the only way you're going to get that is by just trialing. It's like throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks, right? So you just want to keep going. And then eventually one video will pop off and just honestly replicate, because it's really like once once the algorithm picks something up, is working, it'll just go and go and go. So like, if you get one video that works, the odds are the next one will probably work that is similar to it. So you just got to keep trying until you get what is hot at the moment.
And in terms of organic reach versus paid advertising, how important is a balance of both of those? Is paid advertising important on a platform like TikTok?
Super important.
Yeah, it's the most important paid advertising in the world.
I would say everything to do with TikTok right now should be at the top of your priority list. Like if you're an artist, a music manager, anything, and you're not making TikToks right now, you're not really serious about what you do, because it is the platform that is changing people's lives right now. Not every single #1 song in the charts is because of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a viral trend that's going with it. All these famous people, Charli D'Amelio, Addison Rae. My prediction is these girls are the new like Kardashians of this era. Like when the 10-year-olds grow up to be the 20-year-olds, they're not looking at Kylie Jenner. They're like the Paris Hiltons now. Charli D'Amelio, Addison Rae, they're the new Kardashians. So if you're not like, TikTok advertisement is crazy.
Yeah.
Nick will talk about that.
Yeah, like I can dive into that because we've been working very closely with TikTok. Like, because when Jay blew up, that was like 2020. TikTok didn't even have an Australian office. They didn't even have Australian offices then. So this is how like new and I've just got a hats off to their entire like company, because it's amazing what they've been able to do. But yeah, so we work very closely with them, with the advertising team. Like we have an account manager, and we've just built great relationships with them because, first in best dress, really. It's just how it rolls. And one thing I can say is, like TikTok advertising. I say this to businesses because, first of all, businesses in general, and this applies to artists as well as a brand. A, some of them aren't even on TikTok yet. And then B, I'm telling them like they just added advertising on there. And it's like the best ROI out of every platform, out of Google AdWords, Facebook advertising, Instagram. It's all just overpriced. This is how it works. Facebook in its heyday was amazing. The return on investment for advertising was great. So businesses want it. It gets the supply and demand. It just, it gets saturated, and then the prices go up. And then you go to the next platform. TikTok right now is like, I'll say it to anyone, any business, like no one can deny it. It's literally, the paid advertising is insanity. Like every business, every artist, every brand should be doing paid advertising. On top of that, the organic reach is unparalleled. Like I said, we got a video, like prime example, you can go on Jaycee's TikTok. We posted a video, like a skit 7 days ago, whatever it was, 4.2 million views right now. Organic, didn't pay for a cent on that. 4.2 million views.
And they're real people. Who's watching this? Like, they're people. Like, we go out now and people know who I am because of my TikTok. And not only that, it's not just Australia that's seeing it, it's the whole world, which is nuts. Because, and it's all organic, which is just, like, there's no platform in the world where you can get that. No platform will give you 4.2 million viewers. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you're not excited about that, like I couldn't believe it, Yeah.
I'm still sitting going 4.2 million. Wow. And so you guys have obviously been, adopters of this, smashing it, getting some numbers. There's been some case studies even on what you guys have done.
Definitely.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I guess there's a multitudes of that. I feel like there's a professional case study that we TikTok actually wrote on one of our advertising campaigns, which was kind of both on the side of how well the advert performed in terms of its click rate, but also it wasn't really that. It was the content. It was the Jaycee's amazing idea and the content that rolled. But they made like a professional case study on that. But then on the other side of that, like the case studies for actual Australia, like Jay's been leading it. Jay was leading the game for Australian musicians. Like Jaycee was at a point was the biggest Australian musician. Now that everyone's caught up, like I don't know, like the Kid Boys obviously got more now. Like you got people that are there, but like from the early stages of 2020, Jaycee was getting write-ups and everything. It's what really kind of picked things up because it was the case study. Like, here's an independent Australian. The Music Network's done like 5 articles on it. Started out like, okay, here's songs that are popping off, and we got like radio play. So like Jay's had like 6 songs on Nova, national rotation on Nova, which is it's pretty dope. Like radio's okay, but like it's an amazing feat, especially as an independent team. That's pretty incredible. Even like when we're talking to labels, like it's impressive shit getting songs on there. And that's just another case study. TikTok provides that exposure, and like I feel like
you become the label when you got like you got the fan base.
The labels are very, very nervous with what TikTok has been able. TikTok has slammed the Australian music industry with something that has been unprecedented since streaming. came
Put
and
it this way.
destroyed
So
CDs.
when I said I did the One Song One Dream, I was putting out like so much music or song every week. I had 1,000 subscribers. As soon as I started making TikToks, now I'm on like 36,000 subscribers. And then the same is for Spotify, and I mean my Instagram is blown up. Everything just translates over to the actual music. Like, yeah. So and then also you get to every song you get to release, you can kind of, you know, create a story for it, create a trend for it, and then once it gets trending, you know, we know what's happened with all these other songs. It's like it's number one. So you become the label when you start dabbling with TikTok.
Yeah. And I want to ask about the commercial radio rotation a bit more in a second, but before we get there, you were selected as a music ambassador for TikTok, Jay. Tell us about that process. How did that come about, and what did that entail?
Yeah, that was just, you know, TikTok did a campaign where they wanted to get some of the most popular creators in each industry involved. So they had like a magician, dancer, they had like a comedian, and then it was just a natural fit. I was the musician for one of the 5 creators, and that was billboards all across Australia and like TV commercials and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. A humble approach to that. Yeah, it was dope, man. Like it was big. It was big for us. It was great. It was huge exposure. Once again, as an independent artist, and yeah, that just came about because it was first and best dressed. You know, we were like Jaycee was pioneering it, and like they said, he was the musician that they chose and picked for that, and it was amazing. Like the It Starts on TikTok campaign, for those who don't know, is like their kind of branded national campaign. So every region had already done it. This was just the first time it had been done in Australia because, like I said, the Australian TikTok offices has literally only been built in the last 6 to 8 months. They've literally just been building, like they got Ollie Wards, they snagged him from Triple J. He's now the head of music there. Like they've just been building it out so quickly. So yeah, no, that was dope. And yeah, like you said, it was commercials across Channel 7, Channel 9, and billboards across the country. It was a really amazing moment. Wow. It was beautiful.
So you're smashing it on TikTok. You're getting, 4.2 million views in a week on your latest one. How important is it then to do either cross-platform promotion or, redirect these people to other sources?
That's the whole game, really. Yeah. I mean, that's why we're all on TikTok. We're trying to bring them to something else. So like an artist, it's like I'm bringing them all to my music and creating a hardcore fan base. And don't get me wrong, like the percentage, you need to really get a lot of exposure to be able to have it like, actually, it's not true. It's just because I'm shooting so high, but you could do like a video and get like a couple thousand views on TikTok, which isn't quite hard. Like a good video will do that. And you might, out of 1,000, you might have 5 new Spotify followers, or out of 1,000, you might have 10 new Spotify followers. So everything trickles down. Like you'll see it as soon as you post. Even if the video doesn't blow up, you'll see people coming across and, finding your music, finding your Instagram. If you're doing a business venture, they'll find it because it's real people. For some reason, people don't think like this is the biggest app in the world right now. There's people actually watching this and going, whoa, who's this guy? So you'll see it. You'll know about it.
Yeah. And just, really reiterating that. That is it's the aim of the game. You're trying to, on there to become
and it's not just kids.
Musician. Yeah, it's not just
everybody,
kids.
Like everybody's on it.
Yeah.
Everybody. You got all the celebrities jumping on it now as well, which is just doing that app justice.
Mm-hmm.
And to break it down further, how exactly do you do this redirection from the TikTok videos?
Well, you want to take it?
There you go.
Yeah, I think just like being creative with it, just keeping it at the forefront of your head. Like when you're creating content, you're going, it's like you got to break it down. You're going to be creating content that's going to work and gain exposure, and then you're going to get better and better, and then you're going to figure out, okay, how can I make creative content that's going to work that as well as plugs my, my brand, my business, my music as a musician. And like we could talk about it, or I could just go follow Jaycee and watch how he does it. No one does it better than him. No one. Like the creative ideas as well as you'll see it. It's just consistency. Plug Spotify, plug Instagram.
So many ways you can do it.
So many ways.
I guarantee you, like just to start, you could do a video, just go, hey guys, I'm an artist. Yeah. Follow me on Spotify. And you will get someone following you on Spotify just as a start, just to prove it to yourself. Like you don't even need to be creative. You could just literally, what's up guys? Blah, blah, blah here. I'm a hardworking artist. It would mean a lot if you follow me. And you'll get someone to follow you. And like, if one person can do it, then you can get 1 million people to do it. So, and then from that point on, you can just kind of like, that's what I do. I'm a creator. So I just come up with ideas. Like I run skits. I do we do like little acting skits and like, stuff that, people will be like, what the, like, think it's a little weird, but it works, it works. But you could start off by just doing something simple, just asking people and just maybe even playing one of your songs, like when doing like the lyrics at the top, doing the Tick-Tock text, like you scroll, you'll get ideas.
And you've talked about, initially when you first got on there, Jay, scroll, find out what other people are doing, transform and all of that. Are you now seeing people kind of almost biting your style on TikTok?
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah. Like Nick was saying, like when I jumped on the app, there was no Australian musicians doing anything. And there still isn't, to be honest with you. Like Kid Leroy's an exception, but he's not really in the country. He's actually, he's blown up already. So yeah, of course, like, but that's what I like. That's what I do it for. I inspire people with how I work, how I do things. So
if someone's copying your creativity, it's a compliment.
What's that saying? Like replication is the big
something like that. I don't know. Gary V has a great perspective on it, but you
well,
can't
that's
be
it. Like,
upset if someone's copying you. I mean, going, hell yeah, that means I'm doing the right thing.
There's no original ideas. There's no such thing as a brand new idea. Like I got my ideas from someone else, and then I adapted it, and then they'll get their ideas from me, and it just goes on and on and on, and that's how it works.
Let's go back to translating from TikTok success to getting added to commercial radio rotation. And let's talk about the first track that happened with. How did that process happen? Did they come knocking on your door? Did you go, look, check this out. We have all of this going on. You need to play us.
Yeah. So I guess that'll kind of dive into our independent side of things. That was called hustle and leverage and playing the game smart. And like I could sit here for so many hours and speak so much advice to upcoming artists about the things that I've personally done as a manager and the amount of no's it takes to get a yes and the mental game that takes, especially as an independent artist. And it's a brutal grind, but this is a pure case study. And that's what, I'm super proud of, is like pushing through that. And no, man, like that was myself and Julian. So Julian co-manages Jaycee with me. There's two of us and that's our team. He's unfortunately not here because he's in Melbourne, but that was us just hustling, man. Like I have been hustling music directors, firsthand. I've hustled you for years, bro. Like that's what you have to do as an independent artist. And this entire game is leverage. Everything is leverage. When you perform at a festival, you get a video recap and a photo, so you can flex that and leverage that to get another festival slot, right? That's just how the whole game works. So you're just leveraging things. Once TikTok came about and Jaycee started getting success in there, I was hustling we were hustling the music directors everywhere all the time. We were building these relationships. This just provided such leverage for us. I guess you could say it was kind of because of TikTok, but it wasn't even that. I'd say no, it was because of our tenacity, our hustle, and Jaycee's amazing music.
It was always going to happen.
It was always going to happen. Like it's just.
You just got to know. Yeah. You just got to know, and you got to really. It all starts in here. You got to really manifest it every day, and you got to think about it a lot, and you got to really work at it. And like we always knew we were going to be on radio, and like we were hustling and getting all those no's, but we knew it would come around eventually. Yeah. Whether it was TikTok or whether it was a YouTube video that blew up, it was going to happen. It's just about knowing that. And TikTok had a big thing to do with it, but the leverage is just being consistent. When people realize you're not stopping, they're going to turn around eventually. So that's the real leverage, is being consistent and persistent.
Yeah. And like actually to like dive into that, because I think it's a great thing for people to hear about. It's like how that actually kind of all unfolded, which is awesome. We got it on, like, we were building a relationship with all the music directors across the country. I think we might have got, what was it? Hit Network might have added it to like late nights or dance like that. And like, for those who don't know, that's kind of like not like leveling people, but like Nova's like definitely up here. If you're getting late night rotation, that's a bit more flexier than that. So what it was is we got it on that, and that was like awesome. Lie to use on this one. And then that was leveraging that. We then leveraged that to Irene, then we leveraged that to Ash London's team, and then it was just a domino effect. Then once Ash London played it, then played it, and then and that's the game. That's the whole game. So that was actually, I guess, just wanted to dive into that's how it actually kind of manifested step by step.
And what about building on this to get exposure and play outside of Australia?
In terms of radio, or you mean just like in general, as a goal of ours, or like just
as a goal? Is that
just how we've done it?
Yeah, how we're doing? Yeah. Like, like I said, I could sit here for hours
You gotta,
and talk about
well,
that,
in
but
terms of the music, I mean, you got to start off with some great music, and you got to have
Yeah.
some great content behind you already. So you got to already have the music there. That's step number one. And then, I mean, it's just about marketing it, right? Like exposure, it's ability versus visibility. So TikTok will do that for you. If we're going back into the TikTok conversation, like TikTok will push your music out to the right people, and it's not biased to Australia. It'll be all around the world. So that's the start. I mean, you got to make some great music videos. You got to just keep going and keep going. Like,
just hustle. Like going back to the whole independent thing, and that's, it's there's like a million things. It's more so what I'd actually talk about is it's less like we could tell you the things that we're doing, but I'd say it's more so focusing in on what's internally going to allow you to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And that comes back down to the mentality. And this is something I was talking about with a lot of artists yesterday. It all starts with that. It all starts with your self-belief. It all starts with your perspective and your mental tenacity, because you could have all the everything at your hands, at your disposal, and the right people and the right contacts, but you're always going to be getting these no's. And if you aren't in the right headspace and you're not mentally prepared to go through that hustle, you're just going to crumble under yourself. The only person that can stop you is yourself. So I would say focus in more so on your mindset. And what do I mean by that? Like, I mean, like really focus in on that, study that, like understanding that energy and your mental self-belief, the state, like that is so important. You need that. Otherwise it's just, it ain't going to work. But yeah, once you have that, then, I can tell you a million things. I mean, I used to hand out business cards when we first started this in nightclubs. I used to go out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was my initial hustle as a music manager, quote unquote. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was like, but that's how it started. But it was because that mindset, I was just like, Jaycee's music's amazing. And then that translated to me getting more experience. And then I realized I was hustling music directors. And then I was trying to it's just, it all starts with the mentality, because you're going to figure it out.
yeah,
There's
that's
many ways.
That's the truth. The truth is you already know what to do.
Exactly.
And the answers are already all within you. You just got to kind of dig it out and get it out of you and let it flow. And that all starts with yourself. Like we've been on such a mental roller coaster. There's been moments where I felt like quitting, or I felt like I wasn't good enough or whatever, but it's all just a mind game. And, you have the answer to everything. Trust your intuition first and foremost, and you'll figure out the content you need to make. You'll figure out your next move. You'll figure out what you need to post. You just got to, do a bit of studying yourself and go in.
I want to kind of keep diving in on that, because I think it's really important. And it's like, like we've been through a lot, like mentally, as every artist has. And I know everyone's is on their own journey. And we had so many people in the industry saying no at first. We had so much, the amount of emails I've sent out. Like he's got a line in one of his original, the change, I think it is. It's like probably sent out 10,000 emails, probably sent out 10,000 DMs too. Like that's a legitimate statement. Like we could calculate up the DMs, we could calculate up the emails, and it takes that. And it's funny because I'm a big hustler on LinkedIn. I'd say probably the biggest hustler in the Australian music industry on LinkedIn. And I get so many responses back now with everything that's happening because of the leverage, because of the perseverance and the self-belief and the quality and the growth. And now I get messages back from people in the industry, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And now they want to have everything is all full circle. I see these DMs and they left me on red in 2019, and that's it. It's not a bad thing. Like it's not like I'm looking at them and I'm salty at them. I just go, I'm just like, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy with that. And then I go, sweet, let's grab that coffee. I'm not salty.
No, that's the
not
game.
My ego. That's the game.
Well, even this is full circle. We were in the seats about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was saying
and now we're talking here. So, I mean,
I said 2019. I loved this event. WAM is so amazing. I met so many. I got to meet the heads of Apple Music. I built some great relationships here. And I remember the whole time when I was doing this in 2018, 2019, I was like, I'm going to be speaking at the next one. So here we are.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, 2 years ain't a hell of a long time either.
It's long for us.
It's about trusting the process. You just need to trust that it's going to work out. And when it's right, it's right. If it's for you, it's for you. And that's one thing that is really like I've started to really step into. It's like you got to feel like you're already the biggest star in the world before you are the biggest star in the world. And that is the most important thing. And then from that mindset and that feeling and that space, everything else will just come to you. Like the next TikTok idea will come to you. The next song will come to you. It will just work from there, but you got to feel it before you are it. It's like, and yeah, it's very important.
I don't think anyone will question your guys' passion or hustle. And I feel like we could have done a whole different panel on motivation and stuff like that. This is dope.
We could have.
It all ties into itself.
And for sure. And we'll go back to TikTok as a platform itself. You guys jumped on early for Australian artists. And without, having in-depth knowledge of the algorithm and stuff, do you think that there's a risk that the more people jump on, it'll get oversaturated and turn into another Instagram and the algorithm won't be...
The app will be the next Instagram.
Yeah.
All it takes is one update, and they'll put photos on the app, and everybody's going to be running to it.
Mm-hmm.
And Instagram will become the next Facebook.
Yeah, literally. It's just but that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? So it's a great question. Like, yeah, I think my answer to that is yes. I think that will happen. Like I said, that's just the nature of it. The radio become like there's that saying, like the television becomes the radio, the paper becomes that's just you got to be accepting of that. That's how you cannot fall behind the curve. Like you can't just be like, oh, I don't like the idea of that, and then you're just that person who doesn't have a Facebook account, and then you're like
it's about accepting change.
Like, you just got to accept change, growth, evolution. That's what we are.
And there's already new
happens in
there's already
society.
new apps that are making TikTok look obsolete now. You got like Clubhouse, which is another great app.
Awesome, great app. That's gonna be big.
Before you know it, there's something else. It's like that's just evolution. That's how we live in a fast world now.
So yes to that answer, but then to reiterate, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be that. Don't make that an excuse. Like don't be like, oh, like because it's gonna get oversaturated, then I'm too late now. Like no, that's just an excuse. Like don't make that excuse.
Because you're gonna end up getting an account.
Yeah.
The truth is everybody's gonna get an account. So you might as well get one now.
Yeah.
And Jaycee, I feel like you've squeezed at my questions because I was going to ask, as two fellas with fingers on the pulse, you've mentioned Clubhouse. Are there any other upcoming apps and things like that that people should be aware of? Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff. We've been diving into the NFT world, a lot of crypto stuff.
NFTs.
You'd be crazy not to be looking into that right now.
Yeah, like really big on that. Like NFTs is going to change the music industry.
Yeah.
Like you've heard it here, hands down first. Like it's so early. So like there was I don't know how much people know about it, but like all right, so there's an artist in America called Blau. He's an electronic DJ from the States. Just made $13 million by selling 33 different NFTs, which was, and I'm not educated enough to sit here and explain NFTs, but just
do your research,
start looking into that. It's literally going to change the music industry. And I think the industry is terrified of it, especially the labels. There's going to be a lot of back and forth with contracts and shit like that over the next couple of years, but that's big. There's a platform that I'm just looking into right now called Audius. A brilliant idea. I watched a podcast with Blau and some crypto guys the other day, and they're kind of in partnership with like Deadmau5 and stuff. And it's such a cool concept. I need to research it more. Once again, please don't like take words out of my mouth because I'm not educated enough. But from what I've gathered, it's going to be like the first of its kind where you sign up to it and like artists get paid as the play happens in crypto through their crypto wallet, which, Spotify and stuff claim they're doing that, but in reality, they're not. You're not getting your stream straight away. Like there's always the middleman. Like it's all artists' streams are getting into like a pool, and then it's getting calculated, and then you're going to get paid through your distribution company. You're not getting paid. If I listen to any of you guys right now, you're not getting that play. You're not getting paid for that right there. So what these guys have created is this concept. Now it's obviously in the works, but I find that fascinating. Imagine playing an artist, and then boom, right then you get Bitcoin straight into your wallet.
There's a lot of stuff going on,
cool,
and like with where crypto's heading as well, there's going to be millions of things popping up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, take it step by step. You're never too late. Something could blow up, and then you just jump on it once it's blowed up. Like that's what we all do anyway. So you don't need to be the first person to do anything. That's the truth. You just need to understand it and I guess be the best at it.
Well, we were talking about it. It's like when you jumped on, you were saying like there was already people with millions of followers, and we're talking 2019, and people are now even thinking, I'm too late.
Yeah, like I definitely had like back then I had the mindset like, oh, I'm already too late. I already felt like I was too late back then, and now to think that it's gone so far from that point on, it's still the same thing. That it's not going to go anywhere, and got to keep going.
It's like the best time to plant a tree 10 years ago, the other best time now.
Exactly.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. And before we throw to any questions, I was wondering if there's any final tips, tricks, heads up, hints that people should know about utilizing TikTok. You've already touched on a few.
The like going into the content creation, that's like another thing in itself, like using trending songs and like TikTok text and
like how to
length
use
and
it.
all
Yeah,
that type of stuff. That's something you kind of have to figure out, I guess. I could give tips if people really want to know, but yeah.
Yeah, going off that, I think just hoping that by the end of this conversation, you've just opened your perspective to the idea and the concept of that. This is the number one thing that you as a musician or you as a management team should be focusing on. I think that's the main thing here, because with that perspective, that paradigm shift, you're then able to just simply type in on YouTube, how the hell do I use TikTok?
Yeah.
It's where
You'll
with the
figure it
21st
out.
century. So you guys will figure it out. Like it's not hard to figure it out. The app. Yeah.
Make sure you type in how the hell do you use it, not just how to
You
use
have
it.
to express it like that.
Well, we might throw over if any of you have any questions for the two TikTok masterminds. Go over here.
Mike.
As an artist, do you feel it's more efficient connecting with people on a personal account on TikTok and like to a wider extent like all the other social media platforms, or do you think it's better to use a brand account?
Your personal account is your brand, right?
Like, yeah, I just want to kind of clarify. So you mean as in like a brand is in like, for instance, like a label brand, or you mean like your actual artist name brand? Is that kind of what like? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I would. Yeah, I reckon both.
So
like,
for me, I feel like as an artist, you automatically are the brand. You know what I mean? So like you now, what's your band name? Rose Gold. So you're Rose Gold sitting there right now. So like I reckon you do everything under that. If that's what your goal is, to be a big band, get your music out, 100%. Yeah.
But I also like just want to clarify as well, because I think you're saying like not are you saying like the personal band members hustling their own personal, like their actual names as well?
Nah, just get a band account.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, get the band account, and then you guys can just pump content, and you guys could like you might come up with a cool piece of content, but like you said, you're Rose Gold as well. You can post that. It doesn't have to have the other band members.
Yeah.
But you guys can create content together. Obviously, like that's what you guys want to do.
But it won't. If you wanted to be real hustlers, you would have that, and then your personal accounts, and you'd be doing different stuff and redirecting it, so you have a 5 times more % chance of blowing up, right? You have 5 band members, I'm guessing.
Well,
3.
So yeah, you would have
3.
Yeah,
3 more
times
chance.
more content,
and then you be doing the Rose Gold stuff as well. But if you want to just if you want to simplify it, just have your band account and just go crazy with it. Yeah.
Real advice from real hustlers. Go this fella over here.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
This is more just a selfish question because you mentioned it, and I'm so stoked. NFTs, blockchain, all that stuff. So stoked that you guys are actually bringing it up because it's just blown my mind over the last few months, and I already feel like I'm too late on it all. But
Same, bro.
Never too late.
Never too late, bro.
I just wanted to ask, where do you guys see that kind of going in your space over the next, say, 6 to 12 months? How do you intend to maybe even utilize it for Jaycee, and how you're going to do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, great question. Where first things first is we're going to educate ourselves. I'm big on just the education behind things before going ahead and diving into the deep end. I understand that we understand the concept, we're aware of it, we're across it, which I'm happy about, but I am nowhere near enough educated to start diving into it. But I understand the concepts and where this is going. And I know if people don't know what NFTs, it's kind of like we're talking to ourselves right now. I don't know, that's why you mean it's a selfish question, but the IP of being able to, like, we were talking about this. Here's a great example we've already come up with. You go on an Australian tour, you finish a tour, you have a 20-minute vlog, let's say, or maybe even a 4-part 5-minute vlog series. The fact that NFTs is going to allow a musician to sell that IP right to that vlog to their fans is insanity. The fact that someone can go touring and sell the after vlog and someone can have that as a fan, they own the IP to that, is amazing. So we're going to be, I don't want to say it, but I want to manifest as well. I feel like we're going to do some crazy shit with NFTs in the Australian scene. And just like we did with TikTok, we're going to pioneer it and show independent artists how powerful they are. And that's what NFTs is. It's going to change the game of revenue for independent artists. So yeah.
Watch this space. Anyone else? Grace.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. This has been really inspiring. This talk. When it comes to TikTok, I feel like I'm a bit of a fail at it. I kind of just jumped on recently, and I think like it's one of those things where I'm kind of learning how to build up. And I'm not sure if you've already covered this. I'm so sorry, I was a bit late.
No, that's all good.
But do you suggest like a lot of content, like every day posting? Like, how do you really build up your TikTok account? Any suggestions would be awesome.
Yeah, I would say quantity, a lot of quantity. Even now, where I'm at, I still try to do 3 a day. Yeah. I would say just keep doing a lot of TikToks.
This is like, and Gary Vee has I love Gary Vee's perspective on this as well. For those who don't know, Gary Vee is he's just like a fucking entrepreneur hustler from the States, but quality and quantity.
Yeah,
I know what we're talking about here is our perspectives of work ethic. That's all that is really coming down to. But if you want what my perspective is, as you know, what I tell Jaycee and what we talk about as a team, I go quality and quantity.
You can have both.
You can have both. Why is there this notion that I'm going to destroy? Like, obviously, like, you know, the more you do, yes, the less you're going to be able to put in time. But you can make phenomenal content and you can make a lot of it. It just comes down to how bad do you want to do it.
And I would say it's more important in the early stages to do more because you're going to find what works. And TikTok's going to help you find that. You just got to keep posting. And then once you see the spikes, you'll know which direction to go in. So in the early stages, just as many as you can.
And like you said, like, you know, you just jumped on, like, nothing's a fail. Like, you know, you're not failing. Like you're learning. Like you say, like mistakes are growth lessons. So there's never a fail. You're never making a mistake. You're posting a lot of content and it might get 0 likes, 0 views. Yeah. And that's not a fail. That's just like, okay.
If it makes you feel any better, you probably missed this part because it was at the very beginning. I did about 150 TikToks before I even had 1,000 followers. So you just got to keep going. And I figured out none of those ideas worked. And that's how I came up with the ideas that did work.
All right, I think we've got time for one more question. You please.
Hey, I'm probably like the only one who's never actually seen a TikTok video. But I was wondering if it's limited or restricted to certain styles of music or.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Okay, so how does it work so much with because you mentioned about mixing Peppa Pig in that. How does it work for more like acoustic sort of acts?
So the thing with the Peppa Pig stuff is that was not my music. So that's just something I did to get the audience. So I did I remixed I don't know, 40 things and that's just, I never put those out on like Spotify or YouTube or anything. That was just content. So like, say you're an acoustic artist, you could use your own songs and make videos to your own songs and then people can go there and listen to it. It's just that like, for me, I kind of thought that, you know, I'll do something that aligns with me still making music and then I'll create an audience. And then once I've got an audience, I'll start pushing myself onto them. But you can do it any way. Like you can just post yourself singing. If you sing and play guitar, post that for a start. Acoustic.
So all your videos are very similar to your style of music. So you're not going to go log on to Spotify and find like.
Nah, not like that. Nah. But so like going back to it as well as like follow acoustic musicians, you know, like find people that are doing that and see their content. Like we said, what's that?
Copy, transform, combine.
Yeah. And you'll find what works and just make authentic content. Yeah.
And learn the Peppa Pig theme on piano, Alexis.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll get things rolling.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you could.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's already it. I feel like we could have 10 more questions and this could go for a lot longer.
There's a few questions we missed.
Like, all right, sorry to cut you there, Will. Like, if no, I don't mean that. You guys can chat to us out the front. We are literally going to just be out there. Please come and ask us any questions. Like, yeah.
Amazing, Will. Jaycee, Nick, thank you so much for dropping a whole lot of knowledge.
Hey, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Appreciate it, man. Like, thank you, brother. Thanks, guys. Dope. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.